Okay, so here we have now a pyramid, a pentagonal pyramid. We have again our auxiliary view and then a front view. Okay, and then to scale 1 to 1, the given front view, sectional top view, sectional right view, show all constructions and no hidden detail is required. And then, like I told you guys, this is now on an angle of 30 degrees, and I can see that from the view that I have here. I measured my 20. Okay, so yeah, I'm just using my protractor, checking where is 72. Same on this side here, setting 0 on the edge, 72. And see here I'm going out into my question. That's okay if you're going to do that, because the only thing that you want is you just want to point to line up your sides with. So there, oh, that one's a little bit skew, just want to fix this. There, and then you take your compass and you're going to scribe all your sides. So set it on the side that I've already drawn, which is the given. Scribe, and do a bisection here so that I know where the top is. And now I can complete my auxiliary view. And remember now, this is a pyramid, so it has a peak. Okay? You need to find the middle. And how do we find the middle? So we only need 2 corners. I can bisect 2 corners. So I set my compass to any given distance. Same on this corner. Okay, so I have 2 bisecting arcs here. This one, I'll draw through there, and that one. And where they meet, that is the middle of my pentagon. Okay, so there's the middle of my pentagon. Now I have my auxiliary view. I can start with drawing my front view. Again, XY axis. And while I'm at this, I'm quickly going to number my pentagon. So I'm going to start at O as 1, and then I'm going to go clockwise, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the peak, you can label it top or peak, or T or P. You understand what I'm saying? And then opposite to that of a 30, we have a 60 degrees. So my projection will be on a 60-degree angle in construction of all 5 corners of my pentagon. Just want to extend these ones a little bit. And now I don't have a flat side here, but I just want to get a reference point to work from. So I just drew a line, and then I'm going to measure the total distance of my front view, which is 43. So I'm going to set my compass on 43. Sorry. Yes, 43. Set it on that line that I just drew, and then I'm going to do a scribe. And that is now the bottom of my pentagon. And that will be the peak. So now when I look at this drawing, I'm looking at it from this side. So I can see point 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 5 will be hidden detail. and that I can see on here as well. So if you want to, you can go and say 2, this is 1, this is 3, this is 5, and this is 4, and that is your peak. So from the peak to 2, I will be able to see that if I look at my auxiliary view. Then from P to 1, it's going to be hidden detail. Then 3, I will be able to see. 5 again will be hidden detail. And then 4 will be a solid line. And then I need to get my cutting plane. So there's 2 dimensions for my cutting plane. It's 8 and 27. So I'll first measure my 8, which is the shortest distance where it cuts on. And please don't measure on the angle of your pyramid. Measure on the straight construction line, okay? So I don't measure on the pyramid, I measure on my straight construction line that comes from my auxiliary view. Okay, because if you look at that, your dimensions are straight lines. They're not askew, okay? So the only time that you know that they are on the actual polygon is if they are indicated askew. So there's my 27. Then I'm going to project them so that they touch my pyramid. So the 8 will touch there. The 27 will touch there. And now I know where my cutting plane goes through. So I can go and I can add my cutting plane. And remember, it is a center line. Okay, so I'm done now with my front view as required. I'm now going to go and draw in a new XY axis for my top view, and I'm going to make sure that it stretches my full view. And remember, they are B lines. And then I'm going to do projection from that front view down, and I will only first do the base. So don't do too much at once and confuse yourself. Do it little by little. So I'm first only going to do the base. I'm going to do the peak afterwards so that you're not confused. So first 1, follow the construction of 1 to the front view. From the front view, follow it down to your XY. And now that's 1. But now when I look at my auxiliary, 1 and 5 align. So I can go and do 5 as well. Then I don't have to reset it later. So this is numbers 1 and numbers 5. Then 2 and 4 align. So 2 and 4 are the same distance away from our auxiliary view. So I'm going to check. There's 2, 2, 4, 4 is there. So 2 and 4. Going to have to extend this one a little bit. And then 3 is the last one for the base of my pentagonal pyramid that I have to do. Follow 3. There's 3. And I will draw this in construction, not in solid yet, because this is going to be sections, so you do not know what stays and what goes. And then now lastly, all of these points need to go to my peak. So I'm going to project my peak down. And then the peak has its own point on my auxiliary view. So I have to take it to P on my auxiliary view, not to 3 or to the bottom here. It has to be on P. Follow P. There's P. And then all 5 of your points will go to P in construction. And you will see some of them might be very close to one another, but don't ignore the line, draw in the line. And then this is my three-dimensional view from the view that I'm getting here. Okay, now remember what I said? Everything closest to you gets taken away. So we are looking at it from the top. So the top of the cutting plane is closest to us. So now we need to go and see, where does my cutting plane touch my solid? And all of those lines I will project down. So here, I'm going to project it down, and then I'm going to go and check. It's line 2 to P. So from 2, there's 2 to P. And I make a little dot. And then this one, 1 to P. So there's 1 to P. So you see I'm doing it on this line because it goes to P. And then here 3 to P. 4 to P, and then the last, or 5 to P actually, sorry, 5 to P, and then the last one is 4 to P. So when you're going to draw it in solid, it will take the shape of a pentagon, and that is the part. Okay, so now we are going to do the hatching. And remember, all hatching is on a 45-degree angle, and you will apply mechanical hatching. Okay, so that is my section done. Now I need to go and see what stays and what goes. So I will cover up the part that will go, and then I'll see, okay, so on 4 from the cut down to 4, that will stay. Then from the cut to 5, from the cut to 3, from the cut to 1, and also from the cut to 2, but then this one we won't actually see because 2 is hidden. Okay, so then I'll just connect the rest of my lines. So 1 to 5, 5 to 4, and 4 to 3. And this is my top view completed. I will then go over to my right view, a new XY axis, and I will do my projection firstly only for the base of my pyramid. And then I'm going to apply my rule of similarity. So I'll start at my closest space, which is then 1 and 5. So there is 1, follow 1 to my XY, scribe, and 5, scribe. 2 and 4 will align. So 2 and 4. There is 4. There is 2, and then 3, right there at the top, 3, there, and then I will draw this in construction. First, I won't do any solid lines because it is cut. I can go and number these points just so that we know what we are talking about. And then I need to find my peak. So right here at the top, I will project the peak across, and then same as with the previous view, you'll take it from your XY to the peak, line it up, and then all 5 your points of your pentagon here at the bottom will go to your peak in construction. So this is P. Now when I have my completed pyramid in construction, I can go and look at my cutting plane. So again, everywhere where my cutting plane touches a line, I will connect it to that line. So here we are on number 2. So I will take my projection to number 2. So here it cuts 2. Then here I have number 1. So there's number 1. Numbers 3, 5, and then 4 is right here at the bottom. There is 4. Okay, so now I can go and connect these points with solid lines, because this is my cut and this is what I will see of my cut. So I can just go and connect the points together. Okay, so now I am looking at it from the right hand side, so I can see what is here at the bottom. So I can see the bottom of my pyramid. So I will be going in and I will draw the full bottom of the pentagon that I have constructed here. And I will draw that in solid, because I can actually now see the bottom when I'm looking at it from this side here. Then I go and I see wherever the cut goes, it goes to the lines that I can see, but now I must see what will I see and what won't I see. So I'm actually looking at it, if I look at the auxiliary view from this side, so 3, 4 and 5 I can see. 2 and 1 will get hidden, and we don't have to show any hidden detail, so I'm not going to draw them in. So 2, just give me a minute. Okay, wait. 2, okay, no, sorry, not 2. 2 will be hidden detail, sorry about that. And then also 5. So 1 and 2 will stay in construction. There's nothing wrong if you go and you draw in the hidden detail. It's just they don't require any hidden detail, but it can happen in a question that they actually do require of you to show hidden detail. Then you will know that those lines that we now leave will actually then be dashed lines, because it is hidden detail. And there is my 2 views completed.